Also, you sit down to pee. Why are you acting like you have an opinion on this?
That's not always true. You can't sit down in a urinal.
Steve and Jason met while co-hosting one of the first podcasts ever, hundreds of miles away from each other, but bonded through the magic of the internet. Since the end of that podcast in 2023, the geeky guys decided to keep on hanging out and keep podcasting, because still after all these years, Steve and Jason are having a real fun time.
So, one of my favorite things that we've done over the decades in which we have podcasted together is I slowly teach Jason how to be people. He didn't used to know how to get his penis out of his underwear.
Wait. I'm not pulling the ripcord, but I'm going to say, what? Who the hell have you been podcasting with?
There are episodes where you're like, I just barely learned that the opening in the front of my underwear was to pull my wiener out so I could pee. That was a major plot point. That was like season 4 cliffhanger.
That's we're wearing boxers. That's very different.
It's the same hole regardless. So you're saying you worked that hole on briefs, but you couldn't figure it out on boxers?
No, well, I mean, no. Man, now, okay. Again, not pulling a ripcord, but you're supposed to use the hole on briefs?
It's the same thing, yeah.
No, it's not. It's super tight.
It is super tight, and it goes around, and you kind of have to work it around like the centipede in the old arcade games. But yeah, like you can reach in and pull and yank, and it's complicated, but that's what it's for.
Okay.
You don't have to.
What I'm picturing is A massive mess to clean up. Good luck with that. B, you're like those dudes that would like stretch their wiener and wrap it around a stick several times because it was so flexible and so thin. You're just tugging at it and pulling.
What people are you talking about that are doing this?
You've seen the videos of like Aborigines or whatever that like,
You and I are on different sides of TikTok.
have like the giant boulder hanging from their balls.
Okay, yeah, I've seen the guy with like the Shaolin monk training where they hang rocks from their junk, but that's different.
No, it's the same video. There's a dude that does that, and then a dude that like takes it and like stretches it out like it's taffy and like wraps it around a stick several times.
Then I saw a different video because I promise you I would remember that. I'm just hearing it secondhand now, and that will be the third to last thing I think before I die.
Then finally, I've gotten something out of this podcast.
Oh, gosh.
Okay, leaving that aside. No, that hole is not for that. It is uncomfortable. It is impossible to
Then
get.
what is it for? Why does it exist?
I just assumed it's how the fabric is folded. I don't know. It cups my balls the best way.
See, people, 20 years later, I'm still teaching them things.
Okay, so I will say I have assumed that is a thing because why else would it open right there? But again, I've tried it, and no, it's just so much better to just pull because it's elastic. If you're wearing briefs, they're elastic, so you just pull them down until it peeks out, and you go that way.
Not wrong, but also wrong. I mean, it's not like, yes, that's fine. You not to put too fine a point on it, but now you're dealing with the chance of your hand slipping and it whacking you, or you put a little pressure on the valve and you don't get a proper evacuation. And that's just bad.
So you've got to have proper valve management.
Also, you sit down to pee. Why are you acting like you have an opinion on this?
That's not always true. You can't sit down in a urinal.
So, but are you flopping it out at urinals, or are you? Anyway, this is not the topic. This was just an example of the things that you have learned through the course of the podcast that make you a normal person.
Yep. Normal McNormanson over here.
So I want to continue to help Jason become a more normal person. And we are going to do something that I have wanted to do for months since I found out he hasn't done this. We need to name Jason's body parts because that's what normal people do.
Okay. You can name them whatever you want. It doesn't matter. I have nothing.
I'm not going to name them. That's weird.
Well, I don't want to name them either. They're perfectly fine. Nothing is large or small necessarily, but I do have one that you could give a name to. Can't see it there. Hang on.
Oh, gosh.
I'll give it to you.
Are we doing this again? Okay, yeah. This is not what technology is supposed to be used for. Okay, but we'll start there. That's good. That starts to have a name. Like, I don't know if you remember my Lone Ranger word that I had for years, but, everything deserves a name. It's not just your genitalia, which is right where you assumed I was talking about. So let's start with whatever the devil that is.
I mean, in normal medical parlance, I believe it's a mole. I call it my third nipple.
It's a mole, almost the size of an actual mole.
It's not that big. I had an uncle that had one that was like on his face, and it was just like a big old hairy brown spot. Constantly asking my parents about it. If he removes it, will it like ruin his face? Does he have to have it removed? It looks like poop. Does he know it looks like poop? Looks like poop's on his face.
How will I know which one's my uncle when he has it gone?
Inquiring minds want to know. So this one's not that big. It's bigger. No, bigger than either of my nipples. I'll say that.
It's a good 2 inches long, at least, though, isn't it?
Let's see, I gotta
put it away.
No, I got a ruler here.
Oh. You've never measured it?
No, why would I? No, 1.5 inches.
Okay.
Cold ruler.
That's still pretty big.
It's one of those metal ones. Also very sharp. You're lucky I can cut myself on that.
Ooh, you could do a
Lance it?
biopsy right now. You could see if it's malignant.
I really don't want to think about that, especially right now.
I'm assuming you would have at this point you would know if it was growing or not.
I mean, yeah, I think it's pretty much been the same size. So, and my wife, has had various moles removed and everything, and she's never said anything about this one to me. So I assume it's not a concern for her either.
Because she's a dermatologist.
She's had moles removed, so she knows more about than I do.
Well, yeah, but doesn't mean she's like I've had my appendix removed. That doesn't mean I know when yours needs to come out.
You know better than I do.
Yes, but a doctor would know better. I'm not saying you're the expert. I'm saying your wife isn't.
And I'm saying,
all right, we got to name this sucker.
Okay.
So, do you want to do a theme or like
for my body or just for the third nipple?
Yeah. Well, either one. Well, so there's only unless you want to name all your nipples, we could do that.
I mean, I feel like if I did that, my wife needs to be present.
What? Your body, your choice. Come on.
I don't think that's what that phrase means.
In this context, it is.
True enough, but yuck. I mean, I'm not a manly man, so like manly names are out. So should it get a female name? Should it get a feminine name?
Yeah, you get a feminine name or like I like pop culture references. I kind of figured that'd be more your jam.
Okay. So like what? What's a duo that had a third wheel?
Perfect. Yeah. See, these are the kind of questions we need to ask.
So here, okay, I got it. Hang on. I got one. All right. John, Paul, and Yoko.
See, now we're getting somewhere. That's good. I was going to go with I was going to refer to multiplicity with the manly one, the feminine one, and I like pizza, Steve. But I think
that's a long name. Not necessary.
I think John, Peter, and Yoko is the winner.
John Paul.
That's your Yoko Ono. John Paul, sorry. Did I say Peter?
You did. Trying to make him into disciples?
And this is my Judas. No, John, Paul, Yoko, and your elbow is Ringo Starr. I don't know.
I'll save that for the balls. It can be Ringo and
George Harrison.
Good. That's why I wanted to get stuck on this close to midnight. The fourth Beatle, George.
Well, see, you can't do. I'm not going to tell you. Like once again, your body, your choice. But you've already committed the Uptown Girls to the Beatles. You got to find a new theme now, because if your balls are George and Ringo, I mean, your dick's just laying there as something, and that's got to be something more than the balls. And so, I mean, there's got to be a hierarchy involved. You've lost the. I don't know. I think you're good for the up tops, and you either need a new. You could do a new thing where, like, I don't know, your dick is Mick Jagger or something.
I mean, it does rhyme. It makes it easier to remember. Rhymes with penis. No, that's not right. No, I think doing the up tops is good enough for now. I don't think we have to do the whole body.
Okay. I feel like we've made progress.
I know
you've grown
you do.
a lot today.
That's part of the problem here. I feel like we did something here.
I was more productive during this podcast than I was all day at work.
Oh, don't say that. I was as well. Audio issues and all.
So I'm gonna like, you don't have to do it today, but some other things to consider. Like I said, I had that hair that was up here that I called the Lone Ranger because it was the one hair that wouldn't go away for years. Then you got to name like the fists. That's a classic one. Mine are Rosencrantz and Guildenstern because I want people to think that I'm classy.
I mean, they're never gonna fight, so don't need a fighting name.
I'm saying you don't have to do it all now. Like listeners can write in. What should Jason name his fist?
I mean, if I want to go with a wrestling theme, it could be the Mega Powers.
Okay.
Hogan and Macho.
Oh, I just thought it was Miss and Elizabeth.
Can't at least one be Macho Man? Come on. Both fists have to be Miss Elizabeth. That's weird.
One is Miss.
That doesn't make any sense. You're just trying to make me a woman.
No. The whole point of naming your fists is you introduce them before you throw down. And if you, Jason Sigler, looked at another man and said, oh, yeah, well, you're going to have to deal with Hulk Hogan and Macho Man Randy Savage, they are going to laugh at you.
I mean,
they're going to
as
give...
well they should. I would not use full names. I wasn't go with like full Christian names. I'd just say Hulk and Macho. And you know who those are. Terry Bollea and Lanny Poffo, or whatever his name was. Lanny was his brother, I think. But yeah.
Larry?
Lanny.
Yeah. Okay.
I
like it.
Other famous duos that aren't terribly notable. Tom and Jerry.
George Bush and Dan Quayle.
The full name thing is growing on me. I'll admit that. Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer and Santa Claus coming at you. Two of my favorites.
You know, Dasher and Dancer and Prancer and Vixen. Boom! I feel like I need to take advantage of this opportunity because there won't be another time to do this in the podcast, but I have to run through the rest of mine. So I already talked about my fists. My balls, Bebop and Rocksteady. Dick is Shredder. And my butthole is Krang.
I'll admit, I did not think tonight I was going there. Dick is Shredder, butthole is Krang. Okay, that's information I have now.
Hey, I warned you 15 minutes ago. You could have pulled the ripcord. Now you can't. You're stuck with this.
Well, I didn't know we were going to end up here. I apologize. Oh, okay. That's sure. Ninja Turtles. That works, I guess. Thematically, I guess it makes sense. Let's see. What's his name? Battle Cat? Was it He-Man and Battle Cat? No, that doesn't quite work because then the penis has to be He-Man.
You could go with Mario and Luigi. Those are good ones.
Okay, but then your penis is Bowser?
Yeah, and then the butthole is Princess Peach because peaches are butts.
It's a ripe peach, it is. Good and sweet. I always heard the peach was the butt, not the butthole. So that would be kind of weird. But
you could name both of your butt cheeks. Some people do that.
I haven't been told in quite some time because I don't think they're at that level anymore. But I was told at one point that they were perky.
As soon as you said, I have been told, I knew where you were going.
I knew you knew where I was going.
Jason is very proud of the fact that once someone referred to his butt as perky.
I know the person. I'm still friends with the person.
Let this be a lesson to everyone out there. The power of compliments. You will never know how profound of an influence your kind words can have on somebody. How long ago did this lady tell you had a perky butt, Jason?
It was in college.
Yeah, so we're going on 20 years now. How many times a day do you think about it?
Every time I'm naked.
Yeah, see? That's all I'm saying, people. Say nice things about people. It will make their entire life better. One person once said something nice about Jason's body, and he hasn't been able to let it go.
Not wrong. Yeah. I would hope not to just objectify everybody like that. You got a dynamite rack.
I mean, you don't have to go for the top shelf items. You can just say like, hey, I like that shirt. And then every time they put that shirt on, they'll be like, yeah, people like this shirt. This is the shirt people like.
I had one. I got an American Eagle when I worked there just out of college. And it said, I'm a legend in Japan. I got more comments. I shouldn't say compliments necessarily, but I got more comments on that shirt than any other article of clothing I've ever owned. Have you been to Japan?
That's a fun shirt.
Why are you a legend?
So you should have done something.
I mean, I should have. I didn't live up to the shirt. That's why I grew out of it. Thank you for joining us for this episode of Steve and Jason Are Having a Real Fun Time. We hope you had a real fun time too. Please like us on whatever platform you found us on and, well, just like us in general.